Hello, students. Good afternoon to all of you. Uh, I welcome you all in this lecture that is of power system instrumentation. Code is EE311. Unit number is 3, and the topic we are going to study that is optical isolator or optocouplers in signal conditioning unit. Unit 3 is having the main topic that is signal conditioning, but optical isolator and optocoupler we are going to study in this lecture. Now, my dear student, one thing I want to tell you that the power system instrumentation is very important subject, which basically used for the which type of instrument we are using in the power system for measuring purpose. So we are going to study in the unit number 1. We have studied about the errors of these instruments. So many errors we have: random errors, instrumental errors. Okay, we can say environment errors. So many errors we have. Now we can calculate with the help of the mathematical analysis, that is statistical analysis, mean, that is known as average. So average deviation, standard deviation, variance, so many things we have to the accuracy, precision. So we have studied a lot about this thing in the unit number 1. Now unit number 2 totally deals with the transducer. And if I am talking about the transducer, my dear student, so it means I am talking about the conversing device. Transducer is what? Converting device. Converting device means one form to another form. We having the physical quantity like mechanical, temperature, acoustic, chemical, we can say displacement, we can say pressure, we can say. So we can convert these all are into the electrical, because we are basically study the subject in the electrical engineering branch, and we are the electrical engineers. You are going to be an electrical engineer. So basically we talks a lot about the electrical transducer. So in this we having primary, secondary, digital, analog. As per the transaction, so we having photovoltaic, photoconductive, piezoelectric, inductive, capacitive. We having LVDT, RVDT, thermocouple, strain gauge, photo. We can say the photoconductive, we can say, and photovoltaic cell, solar cell, also known as, and piezoelectric crystals. So many things we have studied, and we why we have studied these all, because errors, if we don't know that, how can we measure it with efficiency? Secondly, transducer we are using why? Because we want to, if I am having this signal in the form of digital, now I have to convert into analog, then transform to the my design, means I am getting the physical quantity, now I want to convert it to electrical quantity. Do I need transducer? So that is why it is important. Now third unit, that is your signal conditioning. Now in signal conditioning, we use sensors. Why we use sensor? Basically for sensing it. Then I am using transducting element or transition uh, element, that is your transducer, which convert to desired form. Means, for example, I am taking an example of thermometer. Now in thermometer, basically, which is based on the scale. You can say not digital, analog. So if in a thermometer, if I want to take a temperature, though what happens in that thermometer, we have in mercury. If we apply temperature, then it expands, and if it expands and it's move on the scale. If it is moving on the scale, it will give you the reading of temperature. So that is the expansion, means displacement. Temperature you measure with the help of displacement of mercury. So that is the transfer example. Now, if I want to convert that and want to measure it, means in signal condition I want to do this. So I need amplifiers, because the value which I am getting in my input, that is of the some other value, and you want to convert into the other, that you have to change it, and you have to change it means four, we can say Newton meter torque you're having. Now you have to convert into 4 volt. So you are getting 3 volt, because some losses are there. So I have to do what? I have to amplify it to my desired level. So need amplifier. So first is the instrumentation amplifier, that is op amp basically, or combination of op amp. Then we having the isolation amplifier. We can say the conversion between it. Then we having the multiplier divider. Okay, we can say the multiplier and divider we having, because we can multiply LSO is there. Can say the local oscillator, local stage oscillator, we can say mixer, Gilbert mixer we use for, we apply the Gilbert mathematics in it. Okay, these all are. Then we having the adder, or we can say how can we add. So these all are basically in this. So in this signal conditioning, in my today's lecture, we are going to study about optical isolators, also known as optocouplers. So what is my objective to teach you to deliver this lecture is help the learner means you to understand the basics of optical isolator or optocouplers. Help the learners to understand the basics of optical isolators or optocouplers. Secondly, understand the working and principle of different types of optical isolators or optocouplers. Means four types are there. So we are going to discuss this in this lecture. I hope you understand what we are going to study, because if I am starting the new lecture and you are going to start a new lecture, new topic, so we have to do the first is the basic, then what are the types, what are the principle, what are the working we have. So we are going to study. Now taking one by one. Now, optocoupler or optical isolator. The introduction, we can say, how can we define it? How can we introduce this thing? So, a lot of electronic equipment nowadays is using optocoupler, or we can say opt coupler in the circuit, in short form. An opt coupler, or sometimes referred to as opt isolator, that is, opt means optical. So, opt isolator allows two circuits to exchange signals, yet remain electrically isolated. Yet remain electrically isolated. This is usually accomplished by using light to relay the signal. Light to relay the signal. The standard opt coupler circuit designs uses LED shine or phototransistor. The standard, we can say the basic opt coupler, optical coupler or optical isolator circuit designs uses a LED shine. They use what? LED shine. On a phototransistor, on a what? Phototransistor. Usually it is a NPN transistor. It is which type? The NPN transistor and not PN. It is similar. It is same that just like a NPN transistor, not PN. The signal is applied to the LED. Signal is applied to what? LED, which then shines on transistor in the IC, that is integrated circuit. So we use so many times, and nowadays we are using an electronic equipment, that is optical. Now, what is opt isolator or optocouplers? Opto-isolator or optocouplers are made up of a light emitting device, okay, and light sensing. So we can say combination of light emitting or light sensing device. Sensitive. We can say emitting and light sensitive device. All wrapped in a one package. These two are wrapping in a one package. Okay, but with no electrical connection between two. Now, light sensitive device and light emitting and sensing. These two things we have in our package we having, but no electrical connection. Means no connection between these two. So we have to make isolation. Just a beam of light. Just a beam of light. The light emitter is nearly always an LED. Obviously, light emitting diode. So light emitter is nearly always an LED. The light sensitive device may be photodiode. The light sensitive device is maybe what? Photodiode. Maybe what? Photodiode. The light sensitive device maybe we can use the photodiode, and lights basically emitting device is always a LED. Okay, and light sensitive device may be a photodiode. Phototransistor or more esoteric devices such as thyristor, track, etc. Okay, so we having the more esoteric devices such as thyristor we can use, and track can also use in this. Okay, now, so optocoupler or optoisolators are made up of light emitting device and light sensitive device. So light emitting we having, or all these devices are wrapped in one package, are basically wrapped in a one package, but with no electrical connection. With we having no electrical connection between two. Just a beam of light. Just a beam of light. The light emitter is nearly always an LED. The light sensitive device may be a photodiode. Phototransistor or more esoteric devices such as thyristor and tracks, etc. Optocouplers module. If I'm talking about the module, then what we have? SCR, photodiodes. We can use silicon control rectifier, or the thyristor. We are also saying this because it's having three terminals and come from basically follows the esters family. esoteric. That is why it is only esoteric ester family. So SCR, silicon controlled rectifier. Then we have the photodiodes. Okay, triac of other semiconductor switch as an output. Triac of other semiconductor switch as an output. Incandescent lamps, we can say. We can use incandescent lamps because we want to use the emitting device. So we can use the SCR and photodiodes. Triac of other semiconductor switch as an output. Lamps, we are using neon bulbs or other light source because we need light on that transistor. We have to place the light. Okay, so we use the SCR, photodiodes, triac of other semiconductor switch as an output, incandescent lamps, and neon bulb or other light source for light emitting. I hope you understand. Now, optodiodes. Now, what are optodiodes basically? The optodiodes are available in form of ICs, that's integrated circuits, and can be implemented using a simple circuit. We can implement with the help of very simple circuit. We can make it, and available in the form of ICs, integrated circuits. They are available in the form of IC in the market and can be implemented using a simple circuit. Simply provide a small pulse at the right time of light emitting diode in the package. Simply provide a small pulse at the right time to the light emitting diode in a package. The light produced by the LED activates the light sensitive property of the diode and the power is switched on. The light produced by the LED activates the light sensing property of diode. Diode having light sensing property, though if LED activates, light will emit by the LED, and sensitive property of the diode having this, though power is switched on. Power is what? Switch on. So we can say optically the work happen. The isolation between the low power and high power circuit in these optically connected devices is typically several thousand ohms. Now see my display. The isolation between the low power and high power circuit in these optically connected devices is typically several thousand volts. So optodiodes are available in form of ICs, light emitting diode in a package. LED activates the light sensitive. We can use the lamps, we can use some other things which basically emits the light. Then we having the diode property that it sends the light, because in light we having photons. Why it is sensitive? Now see, if we make PN junction, P and N, okay, if I'm making P or N junction, what happens? Depletion rate creates, then barrier creates. If we apply current in a positive, that is known as forward bias, as per the threshold voltage of the matter which are using, germanium or silicon, and 3.7 we can say. So after this it emits, it basically conduct, because depletion rate breakdown and barriers width will fall down. So what happens? The current will flow. So the property of diode is this thing, which we having the photo ions. So in light we having the photo ions. If we apply light on it, then the depletion will break down, the barrier will basically fall down, the current will surface, that it conducts. Then power is switched. Okay. Now the insulation between the low power and high power circuits in these optically connected device is typically several thousand volts. It's typically about how much volt? Several thousand. So many thousands. Kilovolt. Several kilovolt. 10 raised to power 3 volt. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 96,000 volt. 96 kilovolt. Okay, I hope you understand. Now, optodiode pin description. Now, optodiode pin description, we having 6 pins. Now, see here. It is available in the market. Look like this. You can directly purchase the optodiode, that shopkeeper that give me the optodiode, but at the base of rating. Okay, so optodiode available. What happens in this? Now it is pin number. Basically, the pin description is also given here. Pin number 1 that denotes here is your anode. Is your what? Anode. And 2 is your cathode. So they are connected with the LED, which basically emitting things. And 3 is the normal close, we can say. Fourth is your mean term. Fourth is your what? Mean term. And fifth is your again normal close, or we can say non-connection. No connection is there. And 6 is mean term. So mean terms are 6 and 4. We can connect with the diode, and 1 and 2 we connect with the light emitting diode, that is LED or lamp, which basically emit the light, and it takes and convert directly the switch on the supply. So we can use as a switch. So optocoupler is there. That is the optodiac. What is it? Optodiac. And diac, you all know. In diac, a simple way we can say diode in AC. Now one thing is there, diode always work in forward direction, that behave like a closed switch in a forward bias direction, and closed switch. And in reverse bias direction, it always works like a open switch. So though if I'm talking about forward bias direction, no current will flow from it. But if I'm talking about reverse bias direction, no current will flow. So if I'm forward biased, current will flow. If I'm reverse biased, no current will flow. So we can connect the anti-parallel connection of these two diodes. Means if one is forward bias, another one is reverse bias. If one is reverse bias, then another one is forward bias. So in the both cases, they work in positive or negative cycles. Positive half cycle or negative half cycle, they will give you the output. That is your diode. Okay, so this is the thing, 6-pin structure. I hope you understand. Now moving forward, different optocouplers available. Different optocouplers available in the market. First is the MOC 3020. Second is your MOC 3021. Third is your MC2 T2E. Fourth is your MOC 363. Now, why I'm telling this thing, because you know what is optocoupler. What if you want to purchase the optocoupler from the market, if you want to use this optocoupler in your project, then which type of optocoupler you want to use, what will the rating, which series number you have. So these are the different optocouplers available. Okay, now taking one by one. First is your MOC 3020, second is your MOC 3021, third is your MCT2E, fourth is your MOC 363. Now moving forward, MOC 3020. I already told you that the octodiac having 6-pin structure in the form of IC. So again we having anode and cathode in first, no connection in third and fourth, fifth and C are the main terminals. Now C. So MOC 3020 optocouplers comes in 6-pin display. Okay, so we having this structure similar to your previous octodiac. See here. Similar to this, we having anode and cathode are on the first and second position, and no connection are at you can say third and fifth, and fourth and sixth we are the main terminals where we can connect main terms in short form. So it is shown here. Now the working principle of MOC 3020, how they work and which on which principle they are working, what is the working principle. So MOC 3020 are designed for interfacing. MOC 3020 are designed for interfacing between electronic control and power drive. Power track is what? Track is thyristor in AC, similar to the diode in AC, thyristor in AC. Okay, so the MOC 3020 are designed for interfacing between electronic controls and power track. Okay, it is used to control sensitive and inductive loads. It is used to control sensitive and inductive loads for VAC operation, voltage AC operation. It is used to control resistive and inductive loads for VAC operations. Okay, now the principle used in optocouplers is AMPOS. The principle used in optocoupler, we can say that principle which we use in optocoupler. What principle we having? Basically, we having one diode and one is the emitting diode, sensing device and emitting device. The emitting having the ions that place on it, then conduct, it will conduct. So that principle basically we are using. Okay, so the principle used in optocoupler is which we use same in the coupler in MOC we use. It is promptly available in integrated circuit form. It is promptly available in which form? Integrated circuit form is available. I hope you understand. It is available in the integrated circuit form. Okay. Now, moving forward, working principle of MOC 3020. To work the circuit, give a small pulse at right time to the LED in the package. To work the circuit, give a small pulse at the right time to the LED in the package. The light produced by the LED activates the light sensitive property of diode and the power is switched. And the power is what? Switch on LED, similar to that. The isolation between the low power and high power circuit in these optically connected devices typically few thousand volts, few kilovolts. Now, features of MOC3020 is basically 400 volt photo track driver output, gallium arsenide diode, infrared source and optically coupled silicon track driver. We having high isolation, that is 500 volt peak, output driver designed for 220 volt VAC, standard 6 terminal plastic, okay, directly interchangeable with Motorola MOC pin, that is 3020 and MOC 3021 and MOC 302. Okay, so these are basically the, you can say, the all things. Now, typical applications of MOC 3020. The typical applications of MOC 3020 is solenoid oblique valve controls. Now, if I want to control this, so we can use this MOC 3020. These are the application, solenoid and valve controls. Lamp blast. If I want to lamp blast, means lamp blowing, use it. Interfacing microprocessor to 115 or oblique 240 volt peripherals, we use this MOC. Motor controls, we can also use this. Now, incandescent lamp dimmers. Lamp dimmers we use. Motor control, we use this. Interfacing microprocessors to this voltage level, we use peripherals. Lamp blast we use, and solenoid valve controls we use. Okay, so it is a 6-pin structure again. I hope you understand. Now taking the another. That is your MOC 302. It is what? MOC 302. Now MOC 3021 is again an optocoupler designed for triggering tracks. It's designed for what, my dear student? Triggering tracks. You know about the triggering of tracks? How can we trigger the tracks? So for triggering, we can use this optocoupler, that is of MOC 3021. Okay, by using this, we can trigger anywhere in the cycle. If I'm giving a cycle, so we can trigger that track anywhere in the cycle. By using this, we can trigger anywhere in the cycle. So can call them as non-zero optocoupler. We can also call them as non-zero optocoupler. As non-zero optocoupler. Now MOC 3021 are widely used and can be quite easily obtained from many sources. Means if I'm talking about the widely used, so MOC 3021 is basically are widely used and can be quite easily obtained from many sources. Means if I'm talking about the many sources, it comes in 6-pin. Comes in 6-pin. Now see, top view of MOC 3021. In this, first pin again representing anode, second is cathode, third we having no connection, sixth we having main term, fourth we having the main term, but instead of 5 we having no connection, here we having a track substitute. Now if I want to connect track, so in this we can connect the track. Okay, we can easily connect the track. So MOC 3021 is an optocoupler designed for triggering tracks. Designed for triggering track. If I want to trigger the track, then we can use this MOC 301 optocoupler and for trigger. Okay, so by using this, we can trigger anywhere in a cycle, in a complete cycle, anywhere. For example, I want to trip after the 45 degree, it can trip. After 90 degree, it can trip. After 135 degree, it can trip. After 180 degree, 270, then 360, whatever, anywhere in the cycle. So can call them as non-zero optocoupler. That is, it is non-zero because not all working on zero, working at any angle. So also known as non-zero optocoupler. Okay, this is optical isolator also. So MOC 3021 are widely used. MOC 3021 are widely used and can be quite easily obtained from many sources. Can easily obtain from many sources. It comes in 6-pin. It comes in 6-pin, in which we having first and 2 pins are anode and cathode respectively. 3 pins we having no connection, but 6th and 4th pin having main terminal as similar to the other one. But in 5th pin we having no connection in the previous one, but in this we having a track. Okay, we can connect. I hope you understand now. Pin description of MOC 3021. Pin 1 is denoting your anode. Is denoting what? Anode. And pin 2 is cathode. Pin 3 we having no connection. Pin 4 we having the main terminal. Pin 5 again no connection, but here we having the we can connect the track. And 6 is your again main. So this is the description we have. 6-pin structure we have. So in this 6-pin structure we having the description that if I'm talking to anode and cathode, for example, I'm talking about DC, though we have positive and negative, we can say. So anode and cathode we having in this. So we can directly connect anode and cathode at the point 1 and 2 respectively. And if I'm talking about the no connection, means there will be no connection, no connection will take place, or we have we can't connect anything. So the pin 3 will remain empty. We can leave it because no connection. Pin 4 and 5 we have the terminals for the main connections. We can make a connection at this terminal. And pin 5 again no connections, or we can also say that track substitute, or we can say track. Okay, now features. What are the features of this? That is 400-volt photo track driver output. The features are 400-volt photo track driver output. That is the features of it. 400-volt photo track driver output. It works like this. Gallium arsenide diode, infrared source and optically coupled silicon track driver. We use in what? Gallium arsenide diode, infrared source, and optically coupled silicon driver, silicon track driver. Gallium arsenide diode, infrared source we have, an optically coupled silicon track driver we use in this. Okay. High isolation, you can say 7500-volt peak. The isolation is very high, but with previous one, you can say 500 volt. The isolation is 500 volt for MOC 3020, but in 201 we having the isolation 7500 volt. There we have the 500 volt. Okay. So it is more good we having. And output driver designed for 220 volt AC. The output driver which we designed for 220 volt AC. We have standard, obviously standard we having 6 terminal plastic. We can say display, or we can say the plastic tip is there. For the connection we have the MOC, and it is look like this. Here we will this all like this. We have this is available in the market like this. MOC 2021 like this 3021. So optocoupler and optical isolator we have. In this 6-pin structure we have, where we having 1 and 2 working like anode and cathode, and 3 and 5 having no connection, but 5 and 6 we having the main terminals where we connect. I hope you understand. Now these are the features. 400-volt track driver output, we use this. Gallium arsenide diode infrared source, we use an optically coupled silicon track driver. In this we are also using this. High isolation, we can say 7500 volt peak. We have output driver designed for 220 volt AC. Output driver designed for 220 volt AC, we can say. Standard 6 terminal plastic tip we have. Standard 6 terminal plastic tip we have. Okay, I hope you understand. Now application where we can use. So it is similar to that your MOC 3020, but the voltage level having some changes. Like applications or MOC 3021 are solenoid and valve controls, similar to that one, the solenoid and the valve controls. We having the lamp blast. If I want to blast the lamp, then we use this. Interfacing microprocessors to 115/240 volt peripherals. We can interface the microprocessor to 100 volt and 240 volt AC peripherals very easily with the help of this MOC 3021. In motor controls, for example, if I am having the electric motor, we want to control it, so we can use what? We can use this MOC 3021. Okay. Incandescent lamp dimmers. Again, it is similar to that incandescent lamp dimmers. So I hope you understand. This is the construction, but the Difference from MOC 3020 is that in this we having 7500 volt peak. And one thing is more, that is gallium arsenide diode infrared source and optically coupled silicon trap. It is different from the previous. And high insulation up to 7500 volt. We can say 7.5 kilovolt peak. That is far more. You can say 500 and 7500 means 7000 more compared to the MOC 3020. Now output driver designed for 220 volt AC. Output driver designed for 220 volt AC. Standard 6 mm plastic tip already we have. Application we can say solenoid valve controls similar to previous one. Lamp blasting or lamp glowing, we use this. Interfacing microprocessor to 115 oblique 240 volt peripherals. Motor controls we can do with the help of this. Incandescent lamp dimmers, we use this. So I hope you understand. Now MCT2. MCT2 is basically the different from the previous, that is here. MCT2E is basically series of optocoupler devices. Each consists of gallium arsenide infrared. Now what the difference we have? Okay, MC2D, yeah, basically T2E is a series of, or is basically we having the optocouplers. So series of optocoupler devices. Each consists of gallium arsenide infrared LED. Each means each having consisting of gallium arsenide infrared LED and a silicon NPN phototransistor. LED for the light emitting and for having the silicon NPN phototransistor. They are packaged in a 6-pin dip. They are packaged in what? 6-pin dip. Package and available in wide lead space. Available in the basically 6-pin and available in wide lead space. You can say available in what? Wide lead space. Now it is shown here. It is look like this. MC2T2 or MC2TE package top view. Anode behaving the first point, cathode behaving 2 point, no connection to the third point. 6 is behaving like a base of phototransistor. And on 5th we connect connector because transistor is there. And in 4th we connect a emitter. So NC means no internal connection we having at 3. No connection. But and 1 and 2 is similar to the previous one. 1 and 2 again we having anode and cathode are respectively. But 3 is again same, no connection, no internal. But 4th and 5th and 6th. So 4 is behaving like ammeter, 5th is for collector, and 6 is for the base. So base emitter collector we can connect at 4. We can say 6 by 4 as well. This is the simple basic diagram of it. Just go through it. And is a series of optocoupler device. Each consists of gallium arsenide infrared LED and a silicon NPN phototransistor. They are packaged in a 6-pin TIP package and available in wide lead space. You can say wide lead space. They are available in wide lead space. Now moving forward. Again, pin description is given. That is pin 1 here. Similar to that. Like we having in DC, we having anode and cathode. So anode is at pin 1 and cathode is at pin number 2. And pin number 3 is no connection, no internal connection we have. And pin number 4 is for the emitter connection of that phototransistor. And pin number 5 is collector connection of that phototransistor. And pin 6 is for the base. Because we having a transistor, so transistor having base, emitter, collector. So for 3 legs, base, emitter, and collector. 3 things are there, 3 terminals are there, 3 legs are there. So for 3 legs, we having base at the 6th number, emitter at the 4th number, and 5th number is for the collector. So collector connected at the 5th, emitter connected at the 4th, and base is connected at the 6th. So phototransistor 3 legs, 3 all consumed, but 3 having no connections. Pin. And if I'm talking about the first and second, so first is for anode, second is for awesome series. I hope you understand. It is consists of gallium arsenide LED. Okay. Now There's the pin connections, pin description. Now, MCT2E features. What are the features we have? Now, isolation test voltage up to 5000 VRMS. VRMS, root means square voltage. Interfaces with common logic families. Interfaces what? Common logic families. You can see. Now, input output coupling capacitance is less than 0.5 picofarad. Okay. Industry standard dual inline 6 pin package. What is it? 6 pin package. Industry standard and say dual inline, that is 6 pin package. Compliant to ROHS directive, that is 2002 oblique 95 oblique EC electro conversion EC. We have ROHS compliant with this. Now the optocoupler usually found in switch mode power supply circuit SMPS. Now where we use SMPS, my dear student? We found SMPS in the computer, we can say the center processing unit, switch mode power supply we have in SMPS. So that SMPS, in this SMPS we found that this type of optocoupler, that is MCT. Okay. Now ready read relay driving, it's read relay driving, industrial controls, digital logic inputs, and many electronic. So we can say where we found it, the applications we have, but we having the features first. Isolation test voltage up to 5000 VRMS, interfaces with common logic families, input output coupling capacitance is less than 0.5 picofarad, very high. Industry standard dual inline 6 pin package, compliant to ROHS, directive 2002 oblique 95 oblique EC, that is the government body which basically make for the compliant to ROHS. Okay. Now the optocouple usually found in switch mode supply, that is SMPS circuit, read relay driving, industrial control we have, digital logic inputs, and many electronic inputs. I hope you understand. Now moving forward. Applications or application of MCT. Now it is a combination of one LED and a transistor. It's again a combination of one LED and a transistor. Pin 6 of a transistor is not generally used. Pin 6 of transistor is not generally used. And when light falls on the base emitter junction, means 6th and 4th junction, then it switches and pin 5 goes to 0. Common base emitter, we can say base emitter connection, character we have to make 0. So character connected in 5th pin of number, we can say the pin number 5, and the base is at pin number 4, and emitter is at basically base is at pin number 6, and emitter is at pin number 4. So switches junction, then it switches and pin 5 goes to 0. So when logic 0 is given as input when the light doesn't fall on the transistor, so it doesn't conduct, which gives logic output 1s output. Okay, so it is used in this optocoupler usually found in switch mode supply. So how it is working, that is why it is given the application we can use like this. Okay, so switch mode power circuit, read relay, driving industrial components, and all these we have in this. Okay, so usually find in what? Switch mode power supply, read relay driving, industrial control, digital logic inputs, and many electronic equipments. So when logic 0 is given an input, when the light doesn't fall on, transistor switch doesn't conduct, which gives logic 1 as output. When logic 1 is given as an input, then light falls on transistor so that it conducts. As I earlier told you, if I LED basically present the light or pours the light on the transistor, so that makes transistor switch on emitter base connection, and it forms short circuit. This makes the output is logic 0 as collector of transistor connected to the ground. Base emitter connection is there, base emitter junction we have, and collector is basically the grounded. So we are getting this. I hope you understand. Now MOC 363. Now previously we have studied MOC 3020, 3021, then MC2TE, basically the previous one. Then we have the MOC 363. MOC 363. Now the MOC 363 consists of gallium arsenide infrared emitting diodes. MOC 3063 device consists of gallium arsenide infrared emitting diodes optically coupled to monolithic silicon detectors. They are basically what? Optically coupled to the monolithic silicon detectors, performing the function of zero voltage crossing. performing the function of zero voltage crossing circuit. We having crossing bilateral track drivers. It is also a 6 pin. It is also what? 6 pin. Now see here. First pin is again anode and second pin is cathode. We connected a diode here. NC is at the 3. 6 and 5th is basically NC, but 4th and 6th we are connecting the track, but we connect with the zero crossing circuit. What we having? The zero voltage crossing bilateral track drive. Now one thing I am using more here, that is the bilateral track zero voltage crossing driver. Or we can say another way, zero voltage crossing bilateral track driver. I am using this. Okay, so it is we can say also a 6 pin DIP. Here it is shown here. The pin 1 is for the anode, pin 2 is for the cathode, pin 3 is no internal connection, no connection. Pin 4 is the main terminal and 6 is the main terminal. So we can connect 4th and 6th, we connect the track, and 5th we have no connection, that is no connection into it. But in this we use MOC 363. We use what? We are using zero crossing circuit, zero voltage crossing driver for track. I hope you understand. Now moving forward, pin description again we have. The pin 1 is for the anode connection, pin 2 is for the cathode. Okay, pin 3 is no connection, no internal connection we have, no internal connection we can make. Pin 4 again no main terminal, pin 6 is again main terminal, but pin 5 again no connection, no internal connection we have. We can say no connection in this. So this is the pin. Now MOC 363 features. What the features we have? Simplified logic control of 115 oblique 240 volt AC power. You can say AC power is good. AC. Zero crossing voltage we have dV by dt of 1500 volt per microsecond. Typical 600 volt per microsecond guaranteed. If I'm talking about the dV by dt of 500 volt microsecond, we can say typical case, in typical case. But in the main cases or guaranteed, we are getting 600 volt microsecond. Okay, that is guaranteed. We are getting in a guarantee, in a basically guaranteed manner. DD recognized, you can say. Underwriters laboratories, that is UL recognized. Okay, so these are the features. Now applications. We can use where this the MOC 363 we can use where. So MOC 363 applications are again similar to the previous, that is solenoid and valve controls. Static power switches, solenoid and valve controls, we are using this. For static power switches we use this. For temperature control we use this, we can say AC motor starter and driver. AC motor starters and drivers, we use this MOC 363. Lighting controls, if I want to control the light, then we can use this MOC 363. Okay, electromagnetic contractors we use this MOC 363. And solid state relay, that is static relay, we can say, we use this MOC 363. So we having some similar application, but we having different. Okay, in this we having the one thing, that is track voltage crossing, that is zero voltage crossing driver I am using, but in the previous we doesn't use. Okay, so I hope you understand about these four categories. Now working of MOC 303. It is very simple like this. From the circuit we have an optocoupler MOC 3063 with an LED SCR type combination. Now see here, it is LED red optocoupler I having, that is zero crossing. Now one, this is 1 2 3 is no connection, 5 is no connection, 6 and 5 4. They are connecting the connection, connecting the zero crossing voltage. 30 resistance we are using. A track we have used here, that is zero point 0.1 microfarad over 400 volt, and lamp is there, that is 10 R by 2 volt. So that is the LDR LED SCR type combination. It is shown here. This is the pin optocoupler, and we connected the resistance, track, capacitor, again resistance, and we having a lamp which we want to, for example, like this. If I am a lighting controller, we can see. Okay. So I hope you understand with this diagram. Okay. Now, additionally, while using the optocoupler with microcontroller and one LED can be connected in series with MOC3063 LED to indicate when high is given from microcontroller, such that we can know that current is flowing. In internal LED of optocoupler, as per the diagram, when logic high is given, then the current flows through LED from pin 1 to anode to cathode. LED light falls on SCR causing 6 and 4 to close only at the zero cross of the supply voltage. During each half cycle, current flows through SCR gate external series resistor that is given here in the circuit. Okay, and through SCR for the main thyristor track to trigger for the load at the beginning of supply cycle always to operate. So we work like this. Okay, now the optocoupler usually found in switch mode power supply, again SMPS circuit in many electronic equipment. It is connected with the application of whole optocouplers. So optocouplers usually found in switch mode power supply circuit in many electronic equipment. It is connected in between primary and secondary section of power supplies. First and two, the optocoupler application of function is in the circuit is two. What they do basically, why we are using this? First is monitor high voltage. Second is output voltage sampling for regulation. Third is system control micro for power on or off, as we is having, and ground isolation. So we can use for this purpose the application. So we are having four different. We discuss about the four different. Now some related multiple choice questions are: it is a passive device which allows the flow of optical signal, powering only one direction and preventing reflection in the backward direction. Obviously, it is optical isolator. Which features of an optical isolator makes it attractive to use with optical amplifier? Wavelength blocking. How many implementations method are available for optical isolators? Four. Okay, that is the three implementation. We use the three different. Two are the same, but we have three different. One is the same, two they have different, but two plus one, that is three. A device which converts electrical energy in form of current into optical energy is called optical source. How many types of sources of optical lights are available? Three sources. What are optosolators? It is a device that can be used in electromagnetic wave without a driver. Magneto-optic device can be used to function as isolators. True, we can use it. Now, what is the process of downsampling called? Decimation. An FBG is developed with a fiber core having a refracting index of 1.30. Find the grating period for it to reflect an optical signal with a wavelength of 1.33 micrometer. So we'll get the answer, that is 8.51. Which feature of an optical isolator makes this attractive to use with optical amplifier basically? So wavelength blocking. So I hope you understand. Now these are the reference books through which I took some material, that is A.K. Sahni, A.S. Morris and R.S. So they are available. You can just go through. They have the good quality. So thank you from my side for patient listening. This is all about the optocoupler. I hope you understand. I hope you understand about the optocouplers, four types of optocouplers, working principles, how they work basically. So I hope you understand, better understand about this thing. So this is all about from my side, my dear student. Thank you for listening. Thanks.